Hi, I'm Willow, and I'm in the Botanic Garden at Georgia Southern University, hoping to learn a little bit of information about some famous Georgians. In front of me, I have some digging plots where we're going to look for artifacts. Your job is to help me identify whatever we find and see if we can figure out which person or group of people they would have belonged to. Pay very close attention as we dig through and see what we can learn from the past. Let's begin our exploration through archaeology with our first test plot. We'll see if we can find any artifacts, but we have to be very careful because these artifacts are very old. Carefully remove the dirt away and see if there's anything underneath the soil. I found something! It looks like a child's moccasin. A moccasin is a handmade shoe made from leather or animal hide, like this. I wonder what else we'll find. What's this? It looks like a rope. It appears that this rope is hand braided and made from natural materials. Do you have any guesses as to who would have made this? Let's keep looking. Let's see. I see some color. It looks like a lot of written characters, similar to an alphabet, but not quite. Do you recognize these? Let's move on to our third test plot and see if any of these artifacts can give us some more information about who these would have belonged to. Do you have any guesses so far? I have a couple. Interesting. This texture seems very familiar. It's a piece of deer hide or tanned animal skin. This one came from a deer. It can be used for many things. Let's keep thinking about it. I'm going to continue looking at this one just in case. I think I see something. It's very small. So let's see if we can get a closer look. It looks like a sharpened rock that could have been used as an arrowhead or the tip of a spear. You can tell by the way that it's carved that it didn't naturally form like this. Let's move on to our last sample plot. Sometimes it takes a little while to find an artifact, if you find anything at all. So I'm going to dig extra thoroughly just to make sure I don't miss out on any artifacts. I'm glad I kept looking. I found a map, and it says Trail of Tears, and it appears to have a route or a path marked on it. Can you figure out what this path might mean? I wonder what person or group of people would have made moccasins and braided rope and tanned leather, and would have carved stone for tools. I know! It's the Creek and Cherokee Native Americans! Native Americans have been living in Georgia for thousands of years. Originally starting as one tribe, the Creeks and the Cherokee evolved into two separate tribes. Mostly living in the southern regions, the Creeks lived near waterways, such as rivers and creeks, which is how they got their name. Meanwhile, the Cherokees tended to live in the northern areas, near the mountains. Nevertheless, both of these tribes worked closely with the land, making their own food, shelter, tools, and clothing. Not only were the Creek and Cherokee strong survivors, but they were also very intelligent. Cherokee native Sequoia, as seen here, developed the first written language of the Cherokee people, using this syllabary, which is kind of like an alphabet. Instead, it uses syllables, or different sounds that we can make. After developing this language, the Cherokee people also developed their first newspaper, the Cherokee Phoenix, which helped them to communicate among their tribe. Even though the Native Americans had great relationships with settlers for many years, there came a time when they were forcibly removed from their homes. President Andrew Jackson insisted on this removal, as the United States wanted to use this land for other things. So, they were removed from their homes in the southeast and sent to a territory in Oklahoma. This long and difficult journey was known as the Trail of Tears, as many Native Americans lost their homes, their families, and even their lives. Life for Native Americans was not always this difficult, however, as they worked together to survive. Men were responsible for going hunting and fishing, while women were in charge of taking care of crops and harvesting them. Children were expected to help their parents with daily chores, but in their free time, they were able to play games. So, to celebrate the Creek and Cherokee, we are going to play one of their favorite games. This game is usually played on teams of 4 to 8 people, but for today, we're going to practice just in pairs. This game involves a rock and sticks to keep track of score. The game begins by taking the rock and putting it in the palm of one of your hands, but you don't want the other people to see, so keep it hidden. Then, you ask your partner to guess which hand the rock is in. If they get it wrong, they don't get a stick, but if they get it right, they do get a stick. In the original game, the team with the most sticks would win the prizes that the kids would have brought to the game. But in our game, we'll just see who has the most sticks at the end. If you don't have a rock, that's okay. You can use a coin, a bouncy ball, or a small toy. The game looks a little bit like this. I'm going to hide the rock first, and Kathy's going to see if she can guess which hand it's in.
I guess this hand.
And she's correct, so she gets a stick. All right, now it's your turn to hide the rock.
Can you see it?
I cannot see it.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna guess this one.
No stick for you, Willow.
No stick. All right, now
Okay, your turn.
my turn to hide it. Let's see if Kathy gets another stick. Oh.
I guess this hand.
Oh, no stick.
no.
That's all right, but it looks like, so far, Kathy is winning.
One more time.
One more? All right, there you go. Let's see. I wonder what it is. Is it this one?
You're right.
Oh, I'm right. It looks like we tied.
Get a stick.
Wonderful. Do you want to do a tiebreaker?
Sure, one more.
One more. Let's see. All right, where's the rock this time?
I'm going to guess that the rock is in this hand.
And Kathy is correct.
I'm the winner.
She is the winner. She guessed correctly 2 times and got 2 sticks. The Creek and the Cherokee Native Americans certainly left behind a lot of artifacts, helping us to learn all about their lives. It's very important that we honor their legacy and celebrate them as famous Georgians.